We're live. All right. And I'm making it happen with accepting yours, Nicole Tice, every Wednesday on the Reef from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And on I'm Making It Happen, we discuss how we can make it happen in our minds, bodies, finances, business, and culture, despite the inevitable and not so pleasant challenges. And that's to ultimately allow us to realize that we have the ability to improve and maneuver every and any situation that we encounter. And today I'm very excited because we have very, very special guests in studio today. And that is, we're going to be speaking with Anna Joseph Smith.
Hey, good morning.
And I am so happy to have the pleasure of having Bellaamor Smith. She's an 8th grade student and she's with us. Her mom was able to work it out that she could be in studio with us today. So we appreciate that. And we're going to be talking about actions that create conversations. Specifically, made it happen in regards to the garbage issue that we have, the garbage problem in our community. And they are mother-daughter team. And I want I guess you have to turn around. So we forget the details of one of the USCI, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, the British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, and anywhere you are in the Caribbean. Thanks so much for tuning in, as well as all those listening live on reefbroadcasting.com from the east to west coast. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in. And wherever you are in the world, we appreciate you, as well as those watching live on Facebook. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. But this sounds like hollow. All right, and so as I mentioned, topic of today, we have Sarah Smith in studio and Bellaamor Smith. And while many people talk about the garbage problem, myself included, in our communities, and always encourage individuals to be responsible for your areas and take accountability, Sana and her daughter decided to lead by example. They picked up bags on I think it was Mahogany Road.
Yes,
And they cleaned that area of the island, not in just their area, the whole stretch. And it reminds us that protecting our home starts with personal responsibility and accountability, and is also showing leadership for her daughter. So we're going to get her daughter's perspective in regards to that experience, and we're going to celebrate. I want to just celebrate the efforts that you took to do that.
Thank you.
And the powerful message behind it, that each of us has a role to play in the Virgin Islands and our specific islands.
One fill a basket.
Yes. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hi, that's Bellaamor.
Good morning again. Happy Women's and VI History Month. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, so definitely
whole bunch of happies.
Starting it off, the month, the first show for the month for me. Happy Women's Day, definitely. So tell us, but thanks so much for working it out, because many parents say, "Oh, I can't get a child." Can I ask you? Well, it would be great to have a child.
Yeah, her school actually supports. She goes to St. Croix Montessori, and they really support the whole child. And so I'm sure, to her excitement, she's probably gonna have to write a report or something on this. But they love when they do real life exploration and get to speak about real community issues and so forth. So they actually have to do end of year projects that are community based. So this goes right in hand with her schooling.
So the was the project, the garbage cleanup, was that part of the
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
We'll get into that. What made you decide to stop and actually, so there's a video. So what I heard about this video from somebody in the States.
Oh,
and somebody
wow.
told me there is somebody that you should have, on your show. They represent what you talk about. And I said, already they said they were picking up garbage. I said, okay, well, send me the video.
And lo and behold, it's just us.
And I was like, I know her. I know Sana.
Yeah,
so I was like, so that's when I reached out, and I said I thought it was amazing. So tell us, what have you been seeing about the garbage of totally in the island, and then what made you decide to choose that location?
So it's not our first time. As I was whispering to you before, I'm really not on social media that much personally. The businesses are there. But I spend most of my time in the real world, as I say. So I don't have a lot of time for social media, but we've been doing this for the last maybe few years. So it's not the first time. we just got really frustrated on this last time, and we're trying to figure out how to get the community activated. We live in the rainforest, so we have to drive that road, to get to our road, and it's just, not a good sight to see. It's depressing. Like, who wants to see garbage and dirty diapers and all kinds of nastiness on your way home every day?
And we didn't even get to
And
pick
so
up
it's not
like
even
the
just
small.
about the tourists; it's about us who live here, right? And so I got frustrated, and Bellaamor was like, I'm gonna video you," and so she videotaped me, and there it is.
Okay, so that's how it happened. You were the initiator of the video.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about how do you feel about seeing garbage in different areas of the island?
Um, it was just kind of disgusting, and it was annoying just seeing it multiple times in the same place. And we've done this before, and I just wish that we didn't have to keep on doing it, and they would pick up, or whoever was doing it, they could pick up their own trash or keep it until they get to a garbage nearby and not leave it for other people to pick it up.
In the mouth of in the listen, in the mouth of
From the mouth of
of the
babes,
babes.
yes.
I talk about this all the time, and adults are doing this. So the children don't have a
Yeah.
car; they're not able to traverse and be back and forth. They need to, they are going with they're driving with somebody. They're a passenger in the vehicles, and so if you are doing this, this is what your child is looking at this. So you're training them to continue this or perpetuate that, and then other children are looking at it and saying, "What kind of adult does this?"
Yeah. And you know what was really sad about this last one, I think really took us both over the edge, was that there were a lot of diapers, household trash. So, that road is not a road that you can walk easily. So people don't really walk it, you drive it. So that means somebody consciously threw multiple times dirty, nasty diapers out the window. They threw the plastic bags and the trash out the window. So it's not like it dropped, or it flew out, or it came out the back of a truck. No, this is somebody conscious, or multiple people, right? Because it's probably multiple people doing it over and over and over. And so, it's just really heartbreaking that we have to keep doing it, over and over. And we really hope that people take ownership of wherever they are and start doing it, right? So that we make those nasty people uncomfortable. Like, we need to make them feel like they're the oddballs, and we're not accepting it.
Thank you.
And so, that's one of the things we really hope comes from it. It went, like you said, way bigger than we thought, until people started texting me and blowing it up. And, Bellaamor was like, "Oh my gosh, mommy, I'm embarrassed. It's all over."
No, you should be very you should feel good about that. That was a huge accomplishment, and I hope that I'm sure you're an example to your fellow classmates and those in your peers, those in your age, right? So it's not just adults aside, students your age. So this is what you're saying, making people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. And so
and we just can't keep talking about it, like at some point we have to step out and start being the example. And I think that it's just a really great strategy for a multiple of things. So if there are any areas that, we want to change in our community, we got to be the first ones to do it. And so, I forgot who says, but if, be the change you want to see, or something like that, right?
Be the change you want to see.
Yeah. And so, in order to do that, we have to take the first steps. And, as a parent, poor Bellaamor, she gets dragged along to
you're
all
a great
this stuff,
example.
right?
Great example. And like I said, it'll be many more, and I'm sure she'll be a huge leader in the community at some point. As she already is. I put on a flyer. She's a young advocate, right?
Yeah,
already.
look at you.
And you're the one who said, "Mom, let's take a video," and I'm gonna record it. And that's what transpired. Now, many people have seen it, and hopefully you make a lot of people uncomfortable. And that's what I've always said, so people to take accountability.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to show somebody's doing that. You've been doing it.
Yeah.
But it's the first time it really frustrated you to be like, no, these are locals.
Yeah.
And this is constant.
Right.
And and so that's why now it's being known, but like you've been doing it. And so I wanted to recognize you for doing that, and also encourage people more in the community to continue to do that. I took a video. I put a picture of you up, but I took a video of. I had taken it down, put it back up. But I took a video. I was passing Glen, not Glen, at the lake there by Paradise. No, not Paradise. Paradise Lake on the main road.
Yes.
Over Clayville. And
Yeah, that's
if you look in
Paradise
the
Lake.
video, if you look on the, I think it should be there. There was a lot of
Yeah.
garbage. I mean, I couldn't. I was a business suit. I wasn't gonna stop and pick that up. But you know, it's like, and there's somebody standing there. Why isn't there garbage there? And who did that?
Yeah.
And we have many government officials that, like, I guess it would be waste management or public works to, you know,
but they
that
do.
transfers that.
Yeah, but they do. I mean, there was another outrage on social media that my cousin shared with me maybe like 2 years ago or so, where there was a person who was mentally ill that kept knocking over trash and throwing trash at a bus stop. And waste management came out, they cleaned it twice, and the person kept doing it. And so that's, you know, why our position is that government has a role to play, but we have a bigger part. We are the government, and we are the ones who are creating it. The government didn't throw that trash on the floor, on the ground. We did, right? And so we have to start trying to figure out, how do we get to the root of, you know, these challenges. And so, you know, in that particular situation, I think they were trying to get help for the mentally ill person so that they can stop throwing the trash. But we cannot, in my opinion, continuously wait for government to respond to, you know, gaps that we are creating as a community. That's our responsibility, and that's something that I'm trying to teach Bellaamor. We're trying to teach her father and I, Bellaamor, that, you know, accountability starts with her. So I don't know how you feel about that, but how do you feel about that, Bellaamor?
Good, I guess. I guess teach me a lot about picking up trash after myself and not littering, not being a litter bug.
Yeah.
Right.
What was the response from the students in the school? Did you have any response?
I don't know if I know some of my teachers saw the video and they instantly recognized my mom, and they saw me and they were like, they agreed what we were talking about, and they were just saying that, yeah, it's just disappointing, and people shouldn't be doing that, and yeah. But they did see it. I don't know if any of my students saw it, but maybe their parents did.
Okay, great. And so how much garbage did you end up collecting?
Oh man, I think it had been like we probably that day was maybe about 3 really big bags. We couldn't fit any more in the trunk. That's how bad. And I drive a big SUV, and we couldn't fit any more in the trunk, and so we had to stop. And I actually had to go somewhere else. We had a full day that day, you know, to your point. And so we had to stop because we ran out of time and space to collect it. But the trash is back. So now we got to go back and pick it up again.
It is?
It is back. So
in the same spots.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we got to start putting up some cameras.
Yeah, so that's what Bellaamor said. What was your other solution, Bellaamor?
To put a sign saying police nearby.
Yeah, we need the police for littering. I have a call. Let's see. You're in the air. Thanks for calling. Hello?
Hello? Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's good to hear. I'm calling from St. Thomas.
Oh,
It's good to hear a young one's getting involved with doing this, because it's a shame that we as adults, you know, don't pay attention to it. And the reason I call is I have a grandson that just moved to St. Thomas. He was born in Florida. But this is second year with me. And his first year he came, every time we go out, I realize, you know, with the scent of the sewage and certain areas, he keeps saying to me, stinky, and I never really...
How old is he?
Paying the mind, like, why is he saying stinky? So one day I was passing, and after I dropped him to school, I was going back. I realized he was speaking about the water, the sewage water in the gut that he was smelling. And on the next situation down in Frenchtown, we had a baseball game, and as he came out the car, he asked me why is there so much garbage, and he's 8 years old. And he asked me why is there so much garbage around, and he doesn't throw garbage down on the ground or outside, or if he finishes, or he just walks with it until he sees a garbage man. So it's good to hear a young one that's putting a foot forward and try to encourage the elders who's supposed to be the elders, try to encourage the youth to do the right thing, that she's doing something positive.
Yes, and thank you so much for your call, and thank you also for recognizing.
Thank you.
Recognizing.
Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for keeping an eye on clean.
Thank you. Thank you for your call and for tuning in from St. Thomas. All right. So, okay. So, yes, again, we need to make sure that we are setting an example for our youth. Oh, shucks. I'm sorry. I think I lost that call, so please do call back in. I accidentally hung up. The number is 340-719-7435 and 340-719-7436. A caller, yeah, here it is. Okay. You're in the air. Thanks for calling.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks and praises to the Most High, and thank God for you for doing such a good work and trying to do your best to help this community.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
But one thing I always try to push and be vocal about is the education system has to change in order for our young people to be more proud of this, of where we live. If we teach them the right way, give them opportunities to become entrepreneurs, business people, learn about budgeting, actually give them, when they reach a certain age, actually give them apprenticeship. So you're paying them as you're teaching them to build back the infrastructure, the community. Everybody is involved. So if everybody is involved, nobody wants a letter. Yeah, and be very hard for somebody to just want a letter if everybody is involved.
So if I could, sir, I definitely appreciate your comments. I would push our parents, aunties, uncles, our guardians out there, the big cousin, to be the educators, right? Our children, those that we care for, are in our care, and we can teach them this. We cannot continue to rely on others to teach our children what they're supposed to do. So if you don't know anything about entrepreneurship, then you can find a business owner and take your child there and let them volunteer until they're able to work and be an apprentice. And so I really love the fact that you think that we need to improve our educational system. And I think that educational system starts with us as the guardians, as the elders. If you go to those PTA meetings, look and see how many parents, guardians, grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunties are there. And there's like 5. And so, again, I think that...
You understand why though, right?
No, I don't. Why would you not participate?
Because of the cost of living. And most people nowadays, not all, has to work 1, 2, 3 jobs to sustain a household living in the Virgin Islands.
So in between your first and second job, most PTA meetings are in the evening. If we don't make 30 minutes for our children, working all those jobs are going to end up in a vicious circle. And trust me, I know. I come from the same environment, right? Where I'm watching my mom work double shifts as a nurse in order to make sure that we had food. In fact, that's how I learned to cook so early, because she will walk in. But at some point, we have to make that 30-minute lunch.
40s, I understand where you're coming from. We have to become young adults.
Yeah, so the thing is, and I think what Asana is trying to say, and I've mentioned it many times, is that we need to take accountability, and not everything goes on the government and somebody else. Because I mentioned it before,
we are the government.
Right. So then we have to act. We have to educate. We have to show up to the PTA meetings.
Put pressure on the people that we put in office, and if they're not doing the job, we have to take them out and
put pressure on ourselves. You don't have to have a political office to show up to a PTA meeting.
Yeah. So we're not going to go back and forth on this.
If you have jobs and nobody hiring, we still fall in the same trap.
Okay,
So it's
so
like
look,
we're slaving for somebody to actually have a position. That,
Or you could open your own business and be an entrepreneur, and therefore you don't have to wait for anybody to hire you.
We still have to rely on the people who is not getting paid high enough.
okay,
to buy
so
product.
hi, can you hear me? So this is what it is, right? You can have excuses and reasons for everything. When are you going to take responsibility and accountability of your life? We've given you some, Sana made some good,
Individual
listen,
responsibility
listen.
is easy,
We listen to you. So my
when it's
response is
masses,
this.
it's
My
hard.
response is this. We always be talking about initiative that the young lady just called this. We have a young 8th grader in the studio with us listening to you. And we have Sana,
and
her
I know
mother.
I have
Listen.
young
And
children.
we have
I have a lot
Sana.
of children. So I
Exactly.
raised all of them the right way, and I never had a government job.
Okay,
except for
great.
one.
So, and we have
Like,
Sana
I
in
know it's-
studio. The purpose of this conversation is for us in the community to take responsibility of our areas. I don't want to get off the subject of government and education, all those kind of things. Because right now, who's throwing
You
the
have to teach
garbage
them
is
that,
not.
You have to teach the young people that if you don't push out the wrong people in government, then
I'm going to disconnect the call.
So the young people weren't throwing
Yeah.
those diapers on the road. Young people weren't throwing those household trash on the side of the road. Those were adults. Those were elders.
Yeah, I agree with you. Everything is saying that.
Yeah.
Everything
So
is
I'm gonna
but
get
I
back on the
also know
topic.
better too.
Right. I'm going to get back on the
If
topic.
if we don't push them out, still be the same.
Thank
stuff.
you for your call. All right. So I can't keep going back and forth on the same thing. And
I
some
love that
people-
your show is called I'm Making It Happen, right?
Mhm.
I love that it is an action in your title.
Exactly.
Because at some point in time, you know what you said, I was taught excuses are tools of incompetence built upon monuments of nothingness. Those that practice them and their uses seldom are capable of anything else, excuses. And that great little poem sticks with me and resonates with the name of your shows, that we cannot continue to point fingers. At some point, I have to make it happen, right? I'm making it happen. And so I'm hoping that with all the ideas that people have, you make it happen. Bellaamor is an artist. And so one of the things she wanted to do was make a sign and create a sign to tell people, don't dump your trash. So she has to make it happen. She's going to design it and she'll figure out how to get that done. Like, we have to make it happen. Like, we can't keep waiting on somebody else to create a sign to put up because we want a sign there. Nah. Where you going to put on your sign?
I don't know, something that tells people not to throw trash on the side of the road, or maybe scares them, and
You want to scare them?
maybe a little.
Or maybe inspire them, maybe
Yeah.
with some of your artwork.
Yeah.
It sounds like you want to scare them.
No. Maybe.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate, the gentleman's suggestions, but we got to start pointing the finger to ourselves.
So this is my point of wanting to highlight you guys, because I say it all the time, but it's always like theoretical. But when I see you did it and you put it out there and you made a plea to the community in regards to, being accountable and responsible for your trash. This is not people something, oh, there's a tourist and it's this person and it's that person. No, it's us.
Mm-hmm.
And even if somebody threw it out there, you picked up a bunch of people's trash that's not even yours.
Hello.
Not even in your neighborhood.
And it was nasty, Ayo. It was nasty.
Okay, I appreciate
Tell them
you.
Bellaamor.
Come on, we want to hear from you.
Yes. What kind of stuff did you see out there? Tell them about that.
Diapers, bags that had either food or flies, or just those
Nuggets?
Takeout containers.
those takeout containers and those plastic bags, and they were wrapped tightly too. So
Yeah, like they needed to throw it out the window and not have stuff fall in their car. So they want to make sure all of it goes out on the road.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
and it was just really disgusting, and you can tell it's either been there for a while or was recently thrown there, because there's just bugs all over it. And it's just really disgusting.
Yeah.
And the point of it, and that's why I had to disconnect that call, because I'm tired of people complaining and saying, we talking about this subject, and you find a way to talk about the government and education and voting people out. How is that relevant? And I have to, and I try to my best to be positive. How is that relevant to this conversation? If you want to call and say, we need to be more responsible individually. How does that have to do with a politician of 15 people?
Right.
Okay. You have garbage in your area and you pass it every day. These individuals, mother or daughter, took their time on a weekend. They could have been doing something else and cleaned up after adults.
Yeah.
All right. And so our plea, make it happen. I'm making it happen. What are you doing? It has nothing to do just about business and about, careers. I'm making it happen has to do about your life. How are you
Yeah.
making it happen in your life?
A
And
way
they
of
are-
living, right? A way
Yes,
of
a way
living.
of
I
living.
love that. I love that. I know you're a marketing expert anyway, but that was I love the title. Like every time you hear it, I feel like it pokes you to do something, right? So in this scenario it was trash, but it can be other things, right?
And I'm glad you get it because people always ask me, turn it around and say, what are you doing, Nicole? And I'll be like, if I tell you, you'll just it's just you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with everybody else
As a community.
and to take action wherever it is in your life. Here we have a call. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, good
Morning.
morning, Sana, and good morning, Bellaamor. This is Richard Mota. How are you guys today?
Oh,
We
good.
are awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I was just calling in because I happen to be tuning into the conversation, and I'm really enjoying the conversation. And I kind of wanted to add a little something to it too, because everything that I'm hearing today is absolutely 100% spot on. We have to encourage our community more to take personal responsibility, especially in this regard when it comes to keeping our home clean. And I had a personal story that I just felt compelled to share. This was a few years ago, and it was at the festival parade in Frederickstead. And I was walking in Boathold Park, and you know how they have people like they have their chairs,
Yeah.
and stuff, watching the parade come down. And I was walking past this lady. She was sitting there. She had like four kids, well, 3 or 4 kids, and they were I guess they were eating Kentucky or whatever. And right as I was passing, before I got to the lady, I saw her discard the bag with the refuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I saw it, and the receptacle couldn't have been no more than 20 yards away.
Oh wow.
And she just kind of like threw it over her back. So I said, "Miss," I said the garbage bin there right over there. And this lady looked at me dead in my face, and she was like, "Yeah, boy, somebody job to pick it up."
Wow.
Oh heck.
And I couldn't believe it, right? But the heartbreaking thing with that is that she had 4 children with her. A
Yes.
handful of children with her. And that's gonna be a learned behavior, right? Irrespective of whether it's somebody's job to clean up the park after the parade is finished. You don't have to. It's also your responsibility to properly discard your trash, right? And so when we're having these conversations, yes, it's somebody's job to clean up, but it's also your responsibility to be responsible on how you discard your trash, right? Just because somebody's supposed to pick it up don't mean I have to throw it out my window when I'm driving down the road.
Yes.
And so I really, really, really appreciate what you and Bellaamor are doing on this conversation, because we have to talk to our community. And like you said, it's not the children, it's the elders,
Yeah.
We're the ones who are supposed to be teaching the children. And if we're teaching them these behaviors that, oh, it's somebody else's responsibility, it's not yours, then what do you think they're going to do when they become
Right.
older,
And it reaches, and thank you so much for sharing that, Richard. What are the values that we are sharing with our children, right? And how is that spreading across everything else? The gentleman was talking about education. What are the values? Are we telling our children it's somebody else's job to teach them? It's somebody else's job to do the homework? It's somebody else's job to do it? If it's always somebody else's responsibility,
Right.
when is it ours, right?
Yeah.
But then they want to hold their own child to their responsibility when they don't do something that they asked them to do. But then your child is seeing you do these things.
Right. Can you
And
imagine
so-
what our house look like?
But
Me,
you know
like,
what? But
no
then- but you know
judgment,
what?
but like, really?
But I've seen people like you said, Richard, and I want to commend you for speaking up because you risked getting cursed out, right? But
Oh,
you stood your ground, and that's what we need to be, a stand in the community, regardless of how somebody's whatever they're gonna say. That we know we did our part. We had integrity. We
Yeah.
did our part to say something when we see something that is not correct in the way that we are supposed to behave
Right.
in our own place. We can't expect people
Right.
to respect us. And that's why I don't want to say VI pride. I want to say VI respect. And that actually came from another caller weeks ago, is that we have respect for our surrounding. We have respect
Right.
for our community.
Respect for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, like we live here. That's
Yeah,
our
it's our
park,
home.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
if we have so much pride in it, and we want to talk via pride when we want to talk via pride, but let's actually show it. Let's
Yeah.
practice it. You know,
How do we demonstrate it? How do you show up?
Exactly.
You know, what does your VI pride look like other than throwing up the sign and the flag, right?
exactly.
And I think this garbage, we're talking about garbage, but I think it's a bigger issue. It reflects a bigger issue than just the garbage.
Definitely.
All right?
Definitely.
It can it goes across the board to me in all aspects of our community. And this is just this is like the what is it, micro and macro? Micro. The
Mhm.
small.
I gonna get off the line, and I will continue to listen.
Okay, thanks for calling in, Richard.
Great conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. That
Thank
was
you.
the communications
Thank
director
you.
for the governor. So we appreciate you for tuning in. And the call. Let me see. We do have another call. Okay. All right. And so yeah, I think it's a bigger social issue here, and we always talk about this ain't happening, that ain't happening, and we are always deflecting our power.
Yeah. Bellaamor, would you feel comfortable telling another student to pick up their trash? How would you feel?
I mean,
Mike.
I told one of my friends about like what I was gonna do today and why we're doing it today. I'll feel comfortable telling them to pick up.
If you
the
saw them
trash.
throw something down, you would feel comfortable telling them?
Yeah, I would definitely tell them don't don't just throw your trash on the ground. I mean, and to pick it up, or if they accidentally dropped it, I'll tell them, hey, you dropped trash. Just pick it up or put it in your bag, or just hold it until we get to a place that has a trash bin or a garbage.
Okay. I was curious because I know a lot of adults, like what you said, you know, we risk being, you know, cuss out and cuss off, you know, or combination, right? If we, you know, say, hey, you know, the trash bin is over there or whatever the case may be. And so sometimes it takes a little bit of courage, right?
I think that's a good point.
You know, for us to say, hey, you know, there's a trash bin over there, or do you mind picking that up, or, you know, whatever the case may be, because, you know, it's our home. And I think that's the messaging we want to, you know, really just revive, because I feel like it's there, but for some reason we forget how that needs to show up. And so little things like this are great opportunities for us to do it. And I also wanted to share, while we're waiting for that caller to come back, that due to, you know, the amount of attention that this has gathered, there's a team, Rise VI, that's working. And so we're going to try to do island-wide and even territory-wide pickups. So we're hoping to do the first one in May and a second one in November, where everybody just goes out on the same day and just clean up your area. It's not coordinated. You just do it. Again, the whole point is not to wait for any person or any organization to tell you what needs to be cleaned up in your area, whether that's your school, whether that's your community, whether that's your road, or right by the grocery store that you go to all the time. We're going to put a date out there, and everybody just, you know, go out, and we just want to flood social media with those images, in the hopes that we will continue to inspire and motivate everyone to do their part. So just wanted to put that out there, to please look out for that. We'll be sharing that on all of the platforms, and we're going to ask all of the social media influencers to support that, including yourself.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so that we can, you know, really just try to do what we can as individuals to impact our community. And hopefully that spreads, and we're able to take this one effort and spill it over into all the other areas that we have concerns about, whether that's crime, whether that's healthcare, whether that's education.
Because when they say about crime, it's somebody else. The police have to figure it out. I can't tell you.
You know, for well, that's your cousin, nephew, son. We all know somebody in our family.
That's their job.
Okay,
that's their job. They got to figure out. No, when you look at all the CSI, whatever movies, they always get clues from people.
Yeah.
They are not what do you call it, have a crystal ball.
Right,
And
right.
so again, that's one area. It's always somebody else. And then in education,
Until it touches you, right?
Oh, but yeah, exactly. And I always say that. So it's in education, it's always somebody else. In our police departments or police systems, it's always somebody else. We need to police each other.
Yeah,
We can't tell you how to behave.
right.
You need to police each other, and as well as the garbage. So like I said, the garbage issue is just it to me. It reflects a lot of other areas in our territory where we drop the ball, we don't take accountability, and we don't see our power,
Right.
right? And so if you don't see your power, then how are you going to train your children? They're going to do the same thing, like Richard said. That's learned behavior,
Correct.
right? And so, and I wanted to point out what you said. I really like what you said, and you asked Bella, is she comfortable?
Right.
And so, yeah, tell us how we can be comfortable with approaching somebody, our family member, because it's not usually somebody we don't know, but like a family member or somebody you see that drops something that that discards their trash improperly. Give us some tips on how we could encourage our neighbor, our friend, our cousin to do the right thing.
I think the first thing is not to be accusatory, right? Don't go in defensive, don't go in aggressive. Bellaamor made a great comment. She said, hey, you dropped something. The assumption is not that you did it intentionally, or maybe it fell, right? So go in with the assumption that they had good intent, and say, hey, you dropped something, knowing full well we just saw you throw that trash on the side. But if you go in with the thought that perhaps it was, good intent, then that might disarm them to see that, hey, you care. And, or even, give them a reason why. Bellaamor, you were sharing this morning. What are the reasons for cleaning up? Share some of the reasons why we don't want trash all over the place.
Well, we keep the environment clean, and the environment will stay safe. Animals, of course, will be safer, and tourists, when they come, they won't think of St. Croix as like a nasty or dirty island, or think just this is an island full of trash. When they see it clean, and when people start picking up their trash, maybe more people will come, and they would think of St. Croix as a beautiful island, which it is, but just seeing trash on the side of the road just makes it just really disgusting and bad, and
distracts from the beauty of the island, right?
Yeah. Just we could do better.
And so I think sharing that, with our family members, our friends, even just community members, is, just sharing, hey, if you throw trash here, this is going to end up in the ocean. We're going to be swimming with this trash, right? That's nasty. Like, nobody wants to swim with the trash. And there are communities around the world where that trash is all over their beaches, right? And so we don't want to be that community. And so I think those are some suggestions that we would share of how to kind of disarm people and encourage them to make a different choice, when it comes to keeping our surroundings, our community clean. Because it's not just the tourists, it's our community. We live here. They're just visiting, right? So we appreciate them coming and celebrating our beauty, but we live here. And so we want to make sure that not just the tourists, but the residents get to enjoy, where we live.
And that we want them to respect us.
Hello.
If they see how it looks, it reflects all of us.
Yeah.
Not just one person. They're not going to know whoever threw it down the road. They're going to look at all of us as, these are some nasty people.
And that's a good point, Nicole, because, when you walk into a hotel, if you walk into one that's all nice and pristine, you don't move different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's the same when you walk into a janky hotel or lobby or area or someplace, you don't move different, right? And so I think that, creating that environment that makes us want to move and act different is important.
Yeah. And you can see how it is when we keep hearing somebody saying it's always somebody else's fault. And no matter what we talk about at times, it always comes back to it's the government. Every time. And then they confuse their own selves, because then they say, well, we are the government. And I'm like, wait, so which one is it? Is it other people or us? Hold on. Let's see if we get a call.
Good morning.
Oh, okay, good morning. You're in the air.
Hi there. I'm sorry, I can hardly hear you over the phone. Very interesting and informative program as usual. Good morning to you, Nicole. Good morning to your guests.
Good
I
morning.
wanted to make a suggestion. As an elder, these days of incivility, where people don't always have the manners that we older people might have been accustomed to, I don't know that I would advise anyone to tell anyone else what to do, unless it's someone that you know. There's so much, to me, overreaction. Everybody's stressed. Everybody's angry. Everybody's afraid. Well, not everybody, of course, I'm exaggerating. But there can be overreaction. So if I don't know someone well, I would probably not tell them to pick up their garbage. What I might do, if I could think of a comment, is I might share with them something very short and very brief on the effect of littering. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I might say something like, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful place. It's so hard to see garbage in such a paradise. Something besides actually telling them what to do. Pick up your garbage. It's just a suggestion. I'm gonna get off the phone now because I'm driving. But thank you, Nicole, for the program. I always love it, and thank you to your guests, and especially your younger guests there, because I will always say that our children, our youth are our future. If we are not thinking about them and planning for them and doing what we need to do for them, then our lives here are just a waste of time. All right. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you to your guests.
Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
You want to respond?
Yeah, I would just say that perhaps you missed it. Bellaamor gave a great example of some, what you can share, the reasons why. And, my first comment was to make sure that you're not aggressive or attacking anyone. And then ultimately, you need to do what you feel is comfortable, but you got to do something. So if you're not going to say something to that person, then perhaps you go pick it up and you show them that you've picked it up and you put it in the garbage without saying anything whatsoever. But again, going back to the name of the show, I'm making it happen. You have to do something. And so you can choose not to say anything if that's, not your comfort level. Completely respect that, right? And then you just pick it up yourself. You can we walk with gloves in the truck, and we walk with garbage bags in the truck. Look, all we don't have is a picker at this point, right? But we walk with it because if at any point in time we're able to stop and get it, then we'll just do it, knot it up and throw it away ourselves, right? And so whatever your choice is, make a choice. You can't make a choice not to do anything. So figure out your comfort zone and then act accordingly.
I like that a lot. This is our last call. You're on the air. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, hi again. I had to call back to make sure the educational part is truly the route to change the mindset of people doing that. If you don't change the education, you still breeding people who have a mindset of being kind of nasty.
May I ask you a question, sir? Who is going to educate? Who's the educator?
All of us.
Ah. So we all are going to take ownership to become educators in order to change the mindset of ourselves.
That's why I speak the way I speak.
Awesome.
All of us. The education system is everything.
So we are part of that educational system.
We're the government, so it's all of us.
Awesome.
I couldn't agree with you more. So every time we interact or we throw something down or we don't do something or we don't step in or we don't say, we are educating those around us that it's okay.
Yes.
So aside from the educational system, we are educating each other of our behavioral norms for our community, right? And our culture. So I agree with you 100%.
Well, thank you for at least the attempt of what you're doing. Because if you don't do anything, then you'll breed nonsense.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in and, and for calling in. And I'll take this call and I'm going to close out.
You got a hotline, Bellaamor.
Hey, you're on the air. Thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Thanks for calling.
Yes. Thank you for taking my call.
Go ahead. Yes, thank you. So you are the final one. So
Okay, this is Nemi Jackson. Very interested, so
Nemi.
I'm really pleased with the conversation. However, I just wanted to weigh in because I think one thing that we're missing for behaviors to change is the enforcement part. We need to strategize on how we can enforce what we want to see happening. And you're so right. All of us need to take part, but I just think the enforcement part will change behavior, and the implementation of that behavior that we want to change, that strategy needs to start with our young people. Thank you so much for the time, Nicole.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Nemi. I appreciate you. And I do believe that we do need more enforcement in those aspects. And maybe we have community enforcement because sometimes I'm seeing it and I want to send a video. I'm videoing it. I'm taking a picture, but where am I sending this to? And I've taken a picture of somebody throwing stuff out their car and I have their license plate and I want to send this video somewhere so somebody could get a ticket.
Yeah.
So maybe, that's something we could look at. And then when they get a ticket and a video of themselves,
Right.
they have to pay that ticket, because it's evidence of what happened. So
Very right. So right. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day, lady.
You too. Thank you.
All right. So great conversation. Definitely something to think about for all of us. I do appreciate all the calls and the conversation.
Thanks for having us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for all that you're doing. Continue doing it. I think what is something that you want to instill in Bella in continuing to do this?
I think the big thing is for her to realize that she is empowered. You used that word earlier. And that although she's only 13, she still has the ability to make change and to affect change and to inspire others. And so that's what I'm hoping that she is learning as I drag her at all these community service stuff. But she's a willing participant. So I appreciate the fact that she doesn't, grumble. She jumps in and she participates. So thank you, Bellaamor, for always being a great right hand.
You're welcome. You teach me well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So I know, even though I know this is like, again, you're educating her in another aspect, and it's not somebody else, it's us as you as a parent. Like you said, the auntie, the grandmother, your the nieces, the cousins,
godmamas and daddies, like everybody has a role, right? We have a village, that always surrounds our family. And so we appreciate all the nenes and aunties and everybody out there that help to, make sure Bellaamor gets exposure and learns to be a good community member, right? Because ultimately that's what we want. We want her to be a contributing community member and not just somebody on the sidelines calling into the radio show, pointing to somebody else, right?
Yeah. When you point in, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like it says, don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Robert F. Kennedy said that, right?
Yes.
So
did you want to share anything, Bellaamor? What do you want everybody to learn from all of this?
Maybe treat the island like you would treat yourself, or just take care of the island and keep it clean, and just think of ways that you can teach younger kids or other people around you, like even small things that can like teach other people to like pick up trash or just to pick up after themselves, or just those small little things that you can do can have a huge impact.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll leave it like that. All right, Mother Bay. So we appreciate you again. Bella is out of school, right? Her mom made this important, and even the school approved her for being to missing some class so she can be here. And so it's all a part, it's all of us. And so we know most of the students can't listen to this, aren't listening to this. So you as an adult listening today, we task you with an assignment. Let's see where can you feel empowered? Where can you step in and make an impact, make it happen? And remember, it's not just the big things and jobs and your career, but it's in how we treat our island and if we're doing what's right. And you know what's right.
Yes. Make it happen.
That's definite. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having us again.
Thank you. And thank you for, we have rescheduled this multiple times.
Yes, life was lifing.
Yes, most definitely. And so we appreciate Bella taking the time.
Yes.
And we hope to make an impact. And, we encourage more people to continue to do what you're doing. I'm sure there are other people in the community that has been trying to help and clean up their areas. We want to encourage you to continue. Don't give up.
Yeah, don't get tired because it's tiring.
Yes, it is. Like even in my area, and I want to say kudos to somebody in my area because there was some trash one morning. I passed and came back an hour later. There was something there, and I intended to get my gloves and pick it up, and somebody had already picked it up.
Nice.
So I do appreciate that. We need to when you walk and drive through your areas, you want to feel good. When I pass my area and I'm like, this looks good.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
Yes, it does.
That's what you want to be. It reflects on all of us. So thank you so much again for everything you're doing. And we encourage more of you to, continue to do the right thing in regards to maintaining our islands, because people do talk about it. I was in the airport one time coming back, and I can't remember where I was coming from, but I was in Miami's airport. And there were some tourists talking about how bad the trash was on the island. And I had to sit there and listen to it. And
you can't even defend it.
I couldn't defend it.
Yeah.
People are noticing how we keep our place. Okay. All right. So thanks so much and have a great day.
Have an awesome week.
Have an awesome week. Keep making it happen. We will be back again on next week, Wednesday from 11 to 12 p.m. Have an amazing rest of the day and the week. We'll connect again next week. If nobody told you, you can make it happen. As we mentioned, stay empowered. We are the educators. So that's next time. That's what I'm going to say. We are our educators. We are the education that we want to see. All right. Are you educating correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Are you the example? So if you don't see something happening, create it. Be the change like Bella and Sana Smith. And until next time, keep thinking outside the box, coloring outside the lines. And remember, it's about you, me, we. So make it happen.